This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
I want to give LSU credit. I think, they made enough plays to win, certainly a defensive ball game and things of that nature. But, they had the one drive for a touchdown and made plays when needed. I thought our defense played lights out, by far the best game we played all year. Covered well, pressured the quarterback well. And for the second week in a row, we couldn't get anything going offensively. I was proud of when Fortin came in and was able to give us a little bit of a spark. But in all honesty, we couldn't block. We didn't break tackles. We couldn't block for the run. We couldn't protect him, and we didn't break any tackles till late in the game. And but I was really proud of how hard they played, and I was really proud of the defensive game plan and how the defense played.
Sam, could you walk us through what all KJ was able to do the last few days leading up to today, and when did you know that you weren't going to be able to play him today?
Yeah, I can. He felt better early in the week. Threw a few balls on Monday, Tuesday, none. Wednesday felt better. I just asked him, to have a plan of because he was in no man's land. He's like out in the desert, nowhere to go. He didn't hurt. It was sore. And the bottom line is on Thursday morning, Thursday morning, talked to him or Thursday afternoon, and that was it. We decided that the best thing for him he hadn't practiced in 2 weeks much, and we decided the best thing for him would be to rest. Hopefully he'll be ready by Monday, and he'll be ready for Ole Miss. But it was either that or do the same thing and then each week have the same result. A guy that can't practice, and we're trying to get him healed up. We told the team yesterday morning that this was Hornsby's game. So that's what happened.
And how would you assess Hornsby's performance tonight? And was there any thought to maybe switch things up to Fortin a little bit earlier than you did?
Obviously, with the quarterback, there's a lot of things go into that, rushing the football, trying to take a little pressure off of him, getting the ball out of his hand faster, things of that nature. Making a guy miss, to have a short play turn into it. So really, there wasn't a whole lot of help out there. I don't think I decided to make the change to Fortin until I did. And, obviously I just kept thinking we might spit a big play or something of that nature, but it wasn't happening. And so decided to go there. But again, we still didn't protect him well either. So it's hard to do. We've got to play better.
You had two first quarter takeaways, and didn't score on either. How critical was not doing that? And then the decision on fourth down near the goal line, just talk us through that if you could.
Yeah, well, I thought that points were going to be hard to come by. We didn't have KJ and things of that nature, and we got down there. We got the turnover on the 10, got about 8 yards. I thought we was going to score actually on the first run, ran a little zone to the left, and then had 2 more plays of minus yardage. And I thought, we got them down here, let's score a touchdown. And because I thought we were going to have a struggle on offense, and we already had them down there. We go up 10-0, and we didn't make it. And then I thought the worst thing, we've got them pinned back here. And I know you're giving up 3 points at that point, but I just thought the risk to reward was better going for a touchdown there.
You guys knew you had to account for Perkins, but he still got a lot of work done today. How big was it not having Wagner, and what did you think of Perkins' day?
He's great. I mean, he's really good. We knew it coming in. You know, without, I don't know. I have to look and see how Tykees played, but you know, lose Dalton not being in there, obviously, he's our number one. You know, he's our number one tackle. So, but I was glad that Tykees got that opportunity, and we'll have to wait and see how he played on the field.
Coach,
But Perkins was great. He's a great play. He's what I thought he was.
another I believe you are at midfield. I think it was the third quarter where you elected to go for it at midfield. But the way the game was going, I mean, consider playing field position game there, and what led to the decision to go for it?
Well, I thought, first of all, I thought we had a play that was going to work. You know, that we'd worked on it, really down in a short yardage play, and I thought it would work. The other thing is that I thought we needed a little spark, and I felt like we could make it. I mean, nobody goes for it if you don't. And that one wasn't as hard to me as it was at the end of the game on 4th and 11, and you got 4 minutes left, and what are you gonna do? You know, and we decided to punt, and we did get the ball back, but you know, on 4th down, you have to make a decision every single time. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But today, the 2 4th downs didn't work. And I really don't know what to say about it other than I thought it was, you know, I mean, we had the plays that we wanted, things I thought it would work. And I don't know if the second one would or not, you know, we fell down, you know, on the rollout. So didn't.
The rushing games had struggled really the last 2 weeks. Only 2.9 yards a carry on 46 runs today. What do you attribute the rushing game? And Rocket seems like he's having a hard time getting going the last couple of weeks.
Well, we're not blocking them. I mean, we're not blocking them, and we're not breaking any tackles. I don't think we broke a tackle into the 4th quarter, so it's hard to have a good rushing. Look at their back. I mean, he carried us 8, 10, and 12 yards at times, made guys miss in the hole. We had to block better, and we had to make guys miss, and we're not doing that at any position. And so we have to get better. But you know, we're certainly running gap schemes, running inside zone schemes, running sweeps, running outside zone, and not seem to have much success on any of it right now. And part of it is, to be perfectly honest with you, when they've got to respect that the quarterback's going to pull the ball and throw it. And if they don't, you got problems.
Coach, how did Malik handle it when you guys told him that you were going to go to Fortin? And what was that conversation like?
I don't know. KB told him, I didn't. And I don't know. I'm sure he handled it well. I don't know.
And then McAdoo got his first start at corner. Just what do you think of his day? I know sometimes, you know, you haven't reviewed the film yet and everything, but.
I think he's a really good player. And, I noticed they didn't really catch too many balls over there on him. And I'd have to watch the tape, to be honest, but I did see him make several physical tackles.
Sam, LSU's been pretty good on offense most of the year, and especially of late, 32 against Alabama. Why do you think your all's defense was so effective against them? And how frustrating is it when the defense plays, one of the best games in your 3 seasons here against a really good team, and it doesn't result in a win?
Well, I think we had a really good game plan, number one. And the kids played extremely hard and tackled really well. All week, our whole thing was we're blitzing to get him on the ground. It wasn't, let's get to this gap, let's be gap sound, let's make sure he doesn't run, all that kind of stuff. Just let's get him on the ground, let's go get him. And we had really some nice design blitzes. Played extremely hard, and obviously I told the kids I thought was the best our defense played all year, and not really even close. And I didn't elaborate on the frustration of not winning because they played well. We've had that on. We've played really well on offense at times since I've been here, and not won too. So, but yeah, it's frustrating not to win, regardless who plays well and who doesn't.
And how did Malik? I know Mississippi State's different than LSU, but they got a pretty good defense. Malik seemed like he was much more effective there for whatever reason. What do you think that was, and how do you think Cade played?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't start at Mississippi State. Maybe there was no pressure. I don't know. He's gotten the number one reps for the past 2 weeks, most all of them. KJ took some running plays and things of that nature more last week he did than this week. But I really don't know what the difference was. And Mississippi State, he had a long run and a long pass, and so I feel bad for him because he didn't have the success that I thought he would, or anybody in the locker room thought he would. But he'll bounce back. And what'd you say about Cade?
Yeah, how do you think Cade played that, especially that touchdown pass? Because
you got to have help around a quarterback. I don't care who the quarterback is. If you don't have help around him, none of them is going to play good. And so it's 2 weeks in a row where we can't run the ball and we can't throw and catch, and we better figure out how to do that. Obviously, we felt like we had a game plan that would work, and we got stuffed.
Your defense made play after play throughout the game. I know you ended up coming up short, but talk about how important it was to your offensive morale to know that you were in striking distance the whole time.
I think the defense played so well that it gave us a chance. Was that a question or a statement? Or what'd you say again?
How important was it knowing that you had a chance the whole game?
Very. They kept us in it. I think we're down 10, and I thought when Landers caught the long one, I thought that that was going to rally around that, and it just seemed like it was the same story. We just make a first down and then lose yardage on first, the first down of that series, and just didn't seem to find a way to be consistent.
Sam, if you go back to last week, Darrell Johnson made a lot of plays for Liberty's defense. Darrell Johnson did this week. It's Perkins. Just what's it going to take to, I guess, limit the impact of kind of those game record type guys on the other side?
I think you got to block them. I don't know how to answer that.
Or just how do you limit?
If they blitz, you got to throw in the zone. So when he coming, just throw where he's not. We couldn't do that. So, we got to block the guy better. I'm not trying to be, to eliminate him. You got to block him better.
So, you obviously got 2 tough SEC games left, but you're still in the hunt for a bowl. Kind of how do you feel moving forward after a tough loss like this, but a pretty good effort?
Well, we're going to bounce back. We're going to go get after Ole Miss next week. Hopefully KJ will be healthy. We've got to find some good. Our defense played extremely well. We get a healthy KJ back. That you talk about motivation. That would motivate me. Your best player on your team can come back and play. That would motivate all of us. So we got beat. We got beat by the number 10 team in the country. We want to win, but I feel terrible. But I felt worse last week, and because we have some things that we can go win with a defense that plays like that. So there's some things. Last week there was no good anywhere. I had about 1 or 2 guys that played well on the whole team. At least we're rallying around and played better. The result was the same, which is terrible. But I do think we'll rally around. I think we'll have a really good game plan and play well against Ole Miss. And I think we'll play well the week after that as too.
And, we see your captains go out for the coin toss. Dawn's not dressed out. KJ's not going to play. Obviously, you lost Jalen a long time ago. How tough is that when you're down not just two players, but two captains? And was it Dalton's back, or what was the deal with him?
Yeah, I knew obviously that those guys were out, but it kind of hits you whenever you call the captains up to go out with David out there, and you go, man, two of them ain't even going to play. And like you say, the other one's out, but you miss your better players and you miss your better leaders, but I thought that the defense played their butt off, and we just got to find a way to be better offensively. But yeah, I mean, when you lose your better players, but everybody does in this time of year.
Coach, I think, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, you told us that your message to the team was stay in the game, stay in the game.
Yeah.
You got the ball back with a minute, whatever. Left.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking at that point?
And that's what I told them when I was going out there. I say, if somebody would have told us this is a scenario, we'd take it. Let's go. Let's go win the game. And I think we dropped the pass, maybe we got a first down, and then maybe dropped the pass and then got the sack or the fumble. But you're right, Tom. I mean, we were just trying to stay on course, stay down the track, and we just couldn't make enough plays. And they obviously, they had a good game plan for us and had good players and things of that nature, but we just couldn't make enough plays offensively.
We're obviously asking you a lot of questions. Why didn't you do this and that? But I think most people probably see maybe the outcome would have been a lot different with KJ in the game. My question is, during the week of practice and leading up to this game, after the way things went against Liberty, how did you guys get this team rallied back around? Did it come from within the players? Did they, like we were talking about early in the week, did they lift this team up? Because I mean, we can talk about all the stuff. If you had a different situation at quarterback, probably would have been a different outcome.
Because we talked about the weather, we talked about a lot of things, and then it came down to pride, and it came down to passion for the game. I think you saw a passionate football team today. We lost. I think we saw a non-passionate football team last week, and we had to get back to playing physical, hard, all these type things. And to be honest with you, we changed up practice. We changed up Friday. My team meeting was different. It started with a highlight film of us, and we just tried to do a little better job of motivating and a little bit better job of coaching and game planning. And I think we did. We couldn't score another touchdown to win the thing.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your #1 source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.